Hello students, in the previous lectures of third unit, that is smart objects, we have seen the wireless technologies such as Wi-Fi. In this lecture we are going to see about Bluetooth. Bluetooth is a wireless technology standard used for exchanging data between fixed and mobile devices over short distances using short wavelength UHF radio waves in the industrial, scientific and medical radio bands from 2.402 GHz to 2.480 GHz and building personal area networks, that is PANs. So the networks of Bluetooth are called as PANs, that is personal area networks. It was originally conceived as a wireless alternative to the RS-232 data cables. Bluetooth is managed by Bluetooth Special Interest Group, that is SIG, which has more than 35,000 member companies in the areas of telecommunication, computing, networking and consumer electronics. The IEEE standardized Bluetooth as IEEE 802.15.1 but no longer maintains the standard. The Bluetooth SIG oversees development of the specification, manages the qualification program and protects the trademarks. A manufacturer must meet Bluetooth SIG standards to market it as a Bluetooth device. A network of patents apply to the technology which are licensed to individual qualifying devices. As of 2009, Bluetooth integrated circuit chips ship approximately 920 million units annually. The frequencies between 2.402 and 2.480 GHz or 2.400 and 2.4835 GHz including guard bands of 2 MHz wide at the bottom end and 3.5 MHz wide at the top. This is in the globally unlicensed but not unregulated industrial, scientific and medical, that is ISM 2.4 GHz short range radio frequency band. Bluetooth uses a radio technology called frequency hopping spread spectrum. Bluetooth divides the transmitted data into packets and transmits each packet on one of 79 designated Bluetooth channels. Each channel has bandwidth of 1 MHz. It usually performs 1600 hops per second with adaptive frequency hopping, that is AFH enabled. Bluetooth Low Energy uses 2 MHz spacing which accommodates 40 channels. So this is another type of Bluetooth LE, that is Bluetooth Low Energy, and it uses 2 MHz spacing and can handle 40 channels. Originally GFSK, that is Gaussian frequency shift keying modulation, was the only modulation scheme available for Bluetooth. Since the introduction of Bluetooth 2.0 plus EDR, pi by 4 DQPSK, that is differential quadrature phase shift keying, and 8 DPSK modulation may also be used between the compatible devices. Devices functioning with GFSK are said to be operating in basic rate, that is BR mode, where an instantaneous bitrate of 1 megabit per second is possible. The term enhanced data rate, that is EDR, is used to describe pi by 4 DPSK and 8 DPSK schemes, each giving 2 and 3 megabit per second respectively. That is pi by 4 DPSK gives 2 megabit per second, and 8 DPSK gives 3 megabit per second. The combination of these, that is BR and EDR modes in Bluetooth radio technology, is classified as BR EDR radio. In 2019, Apple published an extension called HDR, which supports data rates up to 8 megabit per second. Bluetooth is a pocket-based protocol with a master-slave architecture. One master may communicate with up to 7 slaves in a piconet. All devices within a given piconet use clock provided by the master as the base for packet exchange. The master clock ticks with a period of 312.5 microsecond. Two clock ticks then make up a slot of 625 microsecond, and two slots make up a slot pair of 1250 microsecond. In the simple case of single slot packets, the master transmits in even slots and receives in odd slots. The slave conversely receives in even slots and transmits in odd slots. Packets may be 1, 3 or 5 slots long, but in all cases the master's transmission begins in even slots and slaves in odd slots. So this is the important factor. At the time of transmission, the master transmission begins in the even slots and the slave's transmission begins in the odd slots. The above excludes Bluetooth Low Energy introduced in the 4.0 specification, which uses the same spectrum but somewhat differently. Communication and connection of Bluetooth. A master BR/EDR Bluetooth device can communicate with a maximum of 7 devices in a piconet. So piconet is an ad hoc computer network using the Bluetooth technology. Though not all devices reach this maximum. The devices can switch roles by agreement and the slave can become master. For example, a headset initiating a connection to the phone necessarily begins as a master, as the initiator of the connection, but when a connection is made, subsequently it operates as the slave. So, the device can operate as slave as well as master depending on the situation. The Bluetooth core specification provides the connection of two or more piconets to form a scatternet in which certain devices simultaneously play the master role in one piconet and the slave role in another piconet. See, in the scatter net there will be connection of two or more piconets, okay, and the same device will act as master in one piconet. Simultaneously it will be slave acting as slave in another piconet. So this is also possible in scatter net. At a given time, data can be transferred between the master and the other device. The master chooses which slave device to address. Typically, it switches rapidly from one device to another in a round robin fashion. Since it is the master that chooses which slave to address, whereas a slave is supposed to listen in each receive slot, being a master is a lighter burden than being a slave. Being a master of 7 slaves is possible. Being a slave of more than one master is not possible. That is somewhat difficult. The specification is vague as to required behavior in the scatter nets. So here are the range of the Bluetooth devices as per their classes. So the classes are 1, 1.5, 2, 3 and 4. The maximum permitted power is also given in milliwatt as well as in dBm. Then typical ranges in meter are given. For class 1, the Bluetooth range is 100 meter, approximately equal to 100 meter. For class 1.5, its range is approximately 20 meter. For class 2, Bluetooth range is approximately 10 meter. For class 3, the Bluetooth range is approximately 1 meter, and for class 4, the range is approximately equal to 0.5 meter. So now we will see how the Bluetooth is used to make the cities smarter. Bluetooth is playing a part in smart cities in various ways and has the potential to do more, especially in the light of the substantial increase in range which Bluetooth 5 offers and entirely new use cases supported by the Bluetooth mesh. So let us see some examples where Bluetooth technology can be used to make the cities smarter. The first is location services. Bluetooth LE can broadcast messages allowing one device to communicate with every other Bluetooth LE device which is receiving and in range. When Bluetooth LE was first released, this simple yet powerful capability was immediately seized upon to create a new and exciting Bluetooth device type, that is the Bluetooth beacon. Beacons broadcast a unique ID or sometimes a website URL. They can be placed in static positions or attached to moving objects, including people. When a device like a smartphone is close enough to be in the range of a beacon, it can use the unique beacon ID it receives to deduce where the user is, what they are close to, and take the action. Beacons can also be used in a number of different ways in the smart city. Next is proximity solutions. With the transmission power turned down relatively low to limit range, beacons can be used to trigger the display of information on a smartphone application whenever the user is close enough to the beacon. The experience of visiting museums, art galleries, tourist hotspots, and transportation hubs can be transformed by beacons strategically placed throughout a facility to make visits more enjoyable, informative, and hassle-free. With beacon transmission range increased, shoppers walking down the high street can be alerted and enticed by special offers from their favorite stores across the street. This is beneficial to both the shopper as well as the retailer. Using beacons for proximity application makes the smart city a responsive, interactive digital world where simply walking near to something delivers contextual information right there on your smartphone's screen. Indoor navigation. We take GPS and the amazing smartphone applications for mapping and navigation which we use for granted. But GPS signals cannot be received inside most buildings and certainly not in underground tunnels. Bluetooth beacons deployed around the large complex building or in places like underground metro systems can be used in conjunction with a smartphone application to create sophisticated indoor and navigation system. So where in the places the GPS signal cannot reach, we can use the Bluetooth beacons. In large shopping center in Milton Keynes, a British city in north of the London, a Bluetooth beacon indoor navigation system has been installed. What makes this particular system stand out is that it was designed primarily to help visually impaired shoppers with their smartphone application, providing the audio descriptions of the shops they are closest to. Smart cities should, and as demonstrated in this example, can be more accessible places for everyone with the help of Bluetooth beacons. Space utilization. Smartphones can report the beacon IDs they encounter to central systems over the internet so that a clear picture is obtained of what parts of building or city are being used by people and to what extent. This location and space utilization information can help building owners, architects, and city planning departments make better planning decisions and identify opportunities for improvement. Clearly, this is an application which must be completely transparent, ideally totally anonymous, and to which citizens must opt in. Citizens and sensor data. With an internet connected personal computer in their pockets, citizens carry a great deal of computing and communications power with them every day. That computer is a smartphone. These days, all smartphones have Bluetooth on board, and this opens up an interesting opportunity allowing certain types of smart city issues to be tackled in a highly cost effective way. The acquisition of data about the city environment is important in many smart city ideas. Tackling pollution necessarily involves monitoring pollution levels across the city and building a comprehensive picture of how it varies by location and over time. Monitoring traffic flow and determining journey times for commuters requires the data. Sensors which measure environmental conditions can be deployed across the city. Applications installed on smartphones by optating citizens can collect sensor data using Bluetooth as the user passes by and upload it to the cloud. This approach to collecting sensor data in smart city is called as crowd sensing. The devices carried by a citizen can themselves yield valuable data. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi devices may emit signals which make them detectable, and this can be exploited. In various cities across the world, including Aarhus and in Denmark, Portsmouth in UK and Zurich in Switzerland, a real-time traffic monitoring and traffic queue detection systems have been installed. These systems work by collecting data extracted from Bluetooth and Wi-Fi signals from vehicles and their occupants as they pass points in the road network. Collected data is then uploaded to the cloud-based systems for the statistical analysis. So these are some examples of the places or technologies where the Bluetooth can be used in the improvement of smart city development.